Mitchell. I think all of us know him by his work. Please sir, come. And he has come all the way from Mumbai for this program. And it's a privilege for us to listen to him. And I'd request Sandeep to tell me something. And I'd request Bimalji to please come and just do the honor to Premji. Mutual Fund Round Table. I think Pallavika will come and help Premji, and then we will invite the other panelists, and then we will continue after this presentation. This presentation will be approximately 18 to 20 minutes, and then whatever has to be asked and all, that will be during the panel. So, Pallavika, you will come, or should I be back?
Very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me here. The first session is being kicked off by me, and I'll talk about something which should be of great interest to all of you. Get your client to pay a fee. Does this interest all of you?
Obviously.
Okay. How many of you are already charging a fee? Okay. Much of what I will share today is being practiced by some of you. There are some people who are somewhat skeptical of this particular principle of charging a fee to your clients. I hope to break your skepticism. Okay? So let's see. Whenever you want to get anyone to do something for you, you have to make a proposition which is of some value to them. Very simple in life. If someone wants money from me, he has to offer something which I'm going to value. Okay? As earlier, when the manufacturers were paying us, we were providing value to the manufacturers. Now the regulator is saying that you are actually not supposed to provide value to the manufacturer. Your commitment is actually to your investors. Right or wrong? In the mutual fund relationship, there are three actors. Mutual fund house, second is distributor, third is investor. Earlier, the focus was on the mutual fund and the distributor relationship. SEBI is now trying to shift our attention to the distributor-investor relationships. That's, if you analyze whatever has happened in the last few years, this is the crux of it. Your loyalty should be not to the AMC, your loyalty should be to your investors. Right? Has everyone got this concept? Because this is the crux of what I'm going to be saying today. Okay. So, in our business, if we have to be focused on customers, what is the kind of value we provide? In the advisory business, I consider our value to be of, value addition to be of two types. One is what I call tangibles, the second one is what I call intangibles. Right? हम किसी रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं, तो उसका वैल्यू क्या है? What is the value that we get when we go to a restaurant?
Eating good food.
Food. But if we go to a place and if it's very noisy, now what is the value that you're looking for?
Ambience.
Ambience. If the ambience is good and the food is also good, the service is bad. Would you like to go to that place? No. So, in any particular business, any particular product, what we consider to be the core product, the not the only value addition. There are many other things which have to be present for customers to feel value. रेस्टोरेंट में ये जरूरी नहीं है कि खाना ही अच्छा हो, आपको वहां पे अच्छा एम्बियंस चाहिए, अच्छी सर्विस चाहिए, right? So similarly in our business, what is the value addition that we do? You can see the first one says advice of financial planning. The second one, we spend a lot of time analyzing investments and making the best recommendations for our clients. Okay? The third one is, once the client is invested, we help him monitor the investment. The fourth one is education. The MFRT baseline, tagline, what does it say? What does the MFRT tagline say? आप लोग क्या बोलते हैं?
Informed investor.
Informed investor.
Responsible advisor.
Informed investor. So education is about making your investors more informed. Actually, are we doing it? Are we informing customers out of altruistic reasons? Not necessarily. I think it makes eminent business sense for us to be educating our investors. And the last part of our value addition is we provide assistance through paperwork. So if we look at what are considered to be the tangibles of our job, हम लोग मोटे-मोटे तौर पे क्या काम करते हैं? पहला काम हमारा एडवाइस देना है। दूसरा काम हमारा है हमारे इन्वेस्टर्स को राइट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को सिलेक्ट करना। तीसरा, एक बार इन्वेस्टर ने इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, हमारा काम है उसको मॉनिटर करने का। आज हमने किसी चीज को रेकमेंड किया, लेकिन कल हालात बदल सकते हैं। The thing may do better than expectations, the thing may not do as well as expected. What is our job in that particular thing? Our job certainly doesn't end with investment selection. It goes beyond that. We need to monitor it. Then I said we need to create informed investors. And lastly, obviously, we provide assistance through paperwork. ये 5 चीजें हैं which are considered to be tangibles. लेकिन एक जो हमारा जॉब है, इसमें बहुत इमोशंस अटैच्ड हैं। Our job, when we want people to do business with us, it is not merely a function of how rational we are. People need to trust us, right or wrong. We need to create a sense of empathy with our investors, and we need to do handholding. I'll start with why should we handhold? Once we've made a recommendation to an investor, it is possible that market conditions may change. In this particular situation, our client is actually looking for a lot of support from us. And it is in this particular situation that there is a strong temptation to desert the client. Right or wrong? I have made a certain recommendation to a client which is not worked out as it was anticipated. Hota. Okay? In 1999-2000, it was IT stocks. In 2007-2008, it was? Sorry? Infrastructure. So things do not go well. Now what does that mean? What we need to do is to be able to reach out to our clients and tell them what really happened. Okay? All of us make certain mistakes. There is no one in this world, there is no investment manager that I know who's not made mistakes, who's not made investments, who's not turned out well. What is more important? Was it made, the investment made for the right reasons? Did you monitor it and did you take corrective action? That is the most important thing. Okay? So what is it that we need to tell our investors? We need to tell our investors कि हमने 2007 में ये डिसाइड किया था XYZ फंड में लगाने के लिए। उस टाइम पे हालात ये थे और हम लोगों को ये एक्सपेक्टेशन था इस इन्वेस्टमेंट से। 4 years later, certain things have changed, and these things have led to this particular situation. At this moment of time, I have been thinking about what is it that we need to do. After speaking to the fund manager, I have come to this conclusion, XYZ, that we need to continue with this investment and it will turn out well in the long term, or at this moment of time, maybe we need to make another decision about what is to be done to this money. So, what I am trying to say, hand holding becomes a very critical part of our job. अगर हमें वैल्यू एडिशन करना है तो हमें अपने आप को इक्विप करना पड़ेगा. अगर हमें को वैल्यू एडिशन करना है, what is it that's going to make us really a great financial advisor? If you cut through anything that you've heard in any forum, any article you've read anywhere, basically it comes down to these 6 simple things. First, we are financial advisors. Obviously, we need to be knowledgeable about investments. Second thing, we need to keep the client focus of all our efforts. Thirdly, and this is a mistake that all salesmen the world over make, which is in our eagerness to impress the client, in our eagerness to land the deal, we end up doing the reverse of what we should be doing. I end up telling you what you should be doing instead of listening to you and finding out what is it that you really need. If I'm talking all the time, I'm fulfilling my need to make that sale, my need to grow that income. Instead of that, if we focus on the client and listen to him telling us what he really needs, what he really wants. So follow what I consider to be the golden principle, which is 80% of listening and 20% of talking. Very important, a lot of client dissatisfaction is because of the fact that the client does not understand the nature of the products that you've got them involved in. So it is imperative on our part to be telling him about the risk involved in each of the products that we are recommending. Instead of that, we take the other route, which is highlight what we consider to be the good aspects of the investment and underplay the role of the potential risk in that particular product. So we build up a very positive picture about the investment and we underplay the role of the risk involved. So client education about risk, according to me, is very important. This also leads to setting the right expectations. And lastly, investment and money are very, very emotional things.